The Grand Kumbh Mela may be over, but the holy city of Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh hasn't missed a beat. With the Magh Mela officially underway, millions of devotees are converging on the river banks of the Sangam, a powerful display of faith as devotees and saints gather for the traditional holy dip in the biting winter chill. Hello and welcome to Inside South Asia. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's begin. Once upon a time, cricket was a great unifier, a shared passion that rose above politics, borders and disputes. But now it has become another arena for confrontation. For decades, India and Bangladesh were close allies in South Asia. That relationship, long rooted in political trust and people-to-people ties, appears to be at a crossroads. Dhaka has refused to send its cricket team to India for the upcoming T20 World Cup and has urged the International Cricket Council to move all its matches to a neutral venue. Tensions between New Delhi and Dhaka have now spread to the cricket pitch. Our next report tells you more.
Politics has once again entered cricket and the impact is being felt on and off the field. The diplomatic chill between New Delhi and Dhaka is escalating. Bangladesh has refused to send its national team to India for the 2026 Men's T20 World Cup. The drastic call reflects a deeper political rupture between the two neighbours. That was a reaction to a directive issued by the BCCI to IPL franchise Kolkata Knight Riders. The Shah Rukh Khan-owned team was asked to release Bangladesh pacer Mustafizur Rahman, a player that Kolkata Knight Riders had bought in the IPL auction less than a month back for 9.2 crore rupees. However, no official reason was provided by the BCCI for Rahman's ouster. In a tit-for-tat response, the interim Bangladesh government ordered an indefinite ban on the telecast of the Indian Premier League in the country, adding that the Bangladesh cricket fans were aggrieved by the fact no quote-unquote rationale was provided by the Indian Cricket Board. The standoff between India and Bangladesh has put the International Cricket Council under renewed pressure. The ICC's current hybrid policy allows India and Pakistan to play at neutral venues for major tournaments which are hosted by the two countries. Last year, Pakistan hosted the Champions Trophy, but eventual champions India played its matches in the UAE, including the one against Pakistan. Under the same arrangement, Pakistan will play all its T20 World Cup matches in Sri Lanka. Now, it seems Bangladesh could become part of ICC's hybrid model policy. Dhaka has urged the ICC to relocate all Bangladesh matches outside India, citing security concerns amid political tensions. If Bangladesh's plea is approved, it also sets an alarming precedent for the world of cricket, especially in the subcontinent. Relations between India and Bangladesh deteriorated sharply after the 2024 mass uprising in Bangladesh that toppled then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Tensions between the two South Asian countries worsened under Mohammad Yunus's administration. Bangladesh has sentenced Hasina to death in absentia over a violent crackdown on protesters. Dhaka has demanded Hasina's extradition under their bilateral treaty, viewing New Delhi's protection as a direct betrayal. Just last month, the killing of Sharif Osman Hadi, who was the founder of Inqilab Manch, led to the fresh protests on the streets of Bangladesh. Amid the protest-fueled chaos, various men belonging to the Hindu minority community in Bangladesh were targeted. The rate of violence remains alarming. In December alone, at least 51 incidents of violence were reported against minorities. These include 10 murders, 10 cases of theft and robbery, and 23 incidents involving the forceful occupation of homes. For years, India spoke of Bangladesh as its most reliable partner in South Asia. Last month, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar visited Bangladesh to attend the funeral of former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. It is the highest level Indian visit since Hasina's exit. Yet, despite diplomatic gestures, the ground reality continues to shift day by day. Cricket, once a symbol of unity, is now overshadowed by political tensions.
It's been almost 3 months since border clashes led to closure of land crossings between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The shutdown that began last year in the month of October, stranding hundreds of students, merchants and families who've now been left in limbo. Compounding the crisis, many Afghans, desperate for livelihoods amid economic hardship, are resorting to perilous journeys into neighboring Iran. Here's a tale of two borders.
A quest for a better future, but which resulted in getting stuck in a foreign land. This is what is unfolding on both sides of the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan. The closure of key border crossings due to deadly border clashes in October has left many stranded and families separated. Among them are hundreds of Pakistani students enrolled at the universities in Afghanistan. According to reports, in Nangarhar province alone, between 500 and 600 students are believed to be waiting for a way back.
Before, when midterm exams finished, we could go home, meet our parents and relatives. Now we miss them. It's been 3 months since the border was closed. We also miss our friends and cannot see them. Previously, after finishing midterm exams, we would cross the border in 2 to 3 hours and go home.
As border closure drags on, the wait has been exacerbated by the uncertainty. Many students say they are running out of money and are anxious about their visa status. The disruption has also affected Afghan students studying in Pakistan, leaving young people on both sides in a limbo.
Many problems have appeared for those of us who are students in Afghanistan and also for Afghans who are students in Pakistan. If the road were opened, it would help a lot. If it is not opened, it is better to create a special passage for students so they can visit their families.
Pakistan's foreign ministry said that nearly 1,200 people have approached its embassy in Kabul seeking help to return home. Among these, 549 are students. According to the ministry, by the end of December last year, just over 300 had managed to fly back.
We note that a total of 1,199 Pakistanis approached our embassy in Kabul seeking assistance for their return. These include 549 students and 402 individuals, including those with the families. And out of those, as I said, 15 students and 291 individuals have already returned to Pakistan by air.
It hasn't helped that neither government has given any clear signal about when or under what conditions the border could reopen. While Pakistan and Afghanistan have agreed to set up a 13-member joint committee of business leaders to restart trade, the movement of people remains restricted, with flights prohibitively expensive and smuggling routes considered too dangerous. Options are rather few. For some families, the cost of being trapped has proven to be fatal. In Western Afghanistan, families mourned loved ones who left in search of work and died while trying to cross illegally into Iran. 15-year-old Habibullah was among at least 18 migrants who died last month while trying to cross into Iran. Clutching his photograph, Habibullah's mother recalls how her son froze to death in search of a better life. Officials say temperatures dropped to around -3 degrees Celsius, leading to at least 18 migrant deaths last month.
We were in a very hard situation. My child wanted to go to Iran. We had no bread to eat, no clothes to wear. Come and see the place where I live. I have no electricity, no water, no glass for the windows, and not even a little wood for heating. I was forced. I had no other choice. I thought maybe if he goes to Iran, our life would become better.
Such heart-wrenching stories are becoming tragically common in the war-ravaged nation. According to the United Nations, earthquakes, drought and a struggling economy have pushed nearly half the population desperately dependent on humanitarian assistance. For many Afghans, Iran remains a key destination due to job opportunities and a shared language. According to the International Organization for Migration, Iran and Pakistan have sent back a combined 5 million Afghans since September 2023. Since the Taliban returned to power in August 2021, debilitating poverty and unemployment have driven many to leave, often through illegal routes. And the deadly clashes with Pakistan in October have further ratcheted up the tensions and uncertainty. The colonial-era border between these South Asian neighbors traverses more than 2,600 kilometers across rugged mountains. But since October's violence, which claimed over 70 lives, it has remained mostly shut. Mediation efforts so far have failed to secure a lasting deal. With both sides on an edge and possibility of a fight breaking out lurking around the corner, innocent civilians are bearing the brunt of the hostilities.
In 2018, Nepal had confirmed that it was building predictive policing. What it essentially meant is that the Himalayan nation would invest in technology that would allow officers to watch people's movements, identify in advance who they think will protest, and arrest them preemptively. Cut to 7 years later, what once seemed to be closer to science fiction, turning algorithms and data into a force multiplier for control, is now an everyday reality on the streets of Kathmandu, especially for Tibetans living there. An investigative report by the Associated Press unravels the Chinese web.
A major landmark in Kathmandu is the white dome of Bodhanath, crowned by a golden spire, which rises like a silent guardian over the chaotic sprawl of Nepal's capital. On each of the spire's four sides are painted the benevolent eyes of Lord Buddha, set to see all that unfolds below. For generations of Tibetans fleeing the Chinese crackdown in their homeland, those eyes have served as a symbol of sanctuary. In recent years, however, things have taken an ominous turn, with the Tibetan refugees reportedly being watched by thousands of CCTV cameras from China, perched on street corners and rooftops to monitor every movement below.
But these things are scary because the cameras are look same as the Lhasa cameras, you know. Lhasa Pago camera, in Lhasa there are a lot of cameras like same like this camera, you know. It's like a little bit scary.
The cooperation or the presence or the influence of Chinese companies, tech companies, especially Huawei and ZTE, have significantly increased in Nepal over the years.
As a consequence of this intense surveillance, what was once a vibrant Free Tibet movement that had resonated around the world has somewhat become muted. Once, thousands of Tibetans fled to Nepal every year, but in 2024, the number dwindled down to single digits. According to the Tibetan government in exile, Nepal's warming ties with China, tight border controls, and unprecedented surveillance are the reasons for this drastic plunge.
Chinese pressure?
There's pressure from the Chinese authorities to monitor our activities in Tibetan settlements, to see if we are running any anti-China activities. If the police catch us, they can get rewarded for it. We live here, so they should not be tracking us. However, they still send people to pressure others into handing over information on us, since we're in a different country and can't arrest us over here.
In its defense, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs has denied working in tandem with Nepal to survey Tibetans or coercing Western companies to hand over technology, calling the accusation a sheer fabrication driven by ulterior motives. But the experience of Tibetans in Nepal around key dates like March 10th, which marks the 1959 Tibetan Uprising, or July 6th, the Dalai Lama's birthday, when those considered likely to protest are picked up in advance, paints a different picture.
The focus of the security cameras is to capture displays of faith and loyalty towards His Holiness. For ordinary people, the security cameras are monitoring those who might be involved in protests and who they're connected to. That's the main reason why these cameras exist. They're not there for safety.
Such has been the pressure of the intense surveillance that for many Tibetans there is no other option but to leave. It is to be noted that the Tibetan population in Nepal has plunged from over 20,000 to half of that or less today. But Nepal is just one of at least 150 cash-strapped countries to which Chinese companies are supplying surveillance technology. From cameras to Vietnam, to censorship firewalls in Pakistan, to citywide monitoring systems in Kenya, China is pushing for its global influence with its surveillance technology.
A new era of combat rises from the Indian battlefield. Silent, electric and deadly precise. We bring you the first look at Bhairav, India's modern warfare force built for tomorrow's wars. A storm of 100,000 autonomous warrior drones ready to hunt, swarm and strike.
Dust devils whirl across Rajasthan desert. Bhairav battalion charges into the fray. No mercy, no retreat. Born from Indian Army's vision of transformation, these soldiers master hybrid hell. Drones slicing skies, tech tearing through terror. India's Operation Sindoor drone blitz battered Pakistan. Russia and Ukraine both are using drones to a deadly effect. Everywhere in the world, drones are the must-have weapons. Global conflicts rage with high-tech havoc. India has unleashed its Bhairav warriors. 15 battalions raised, 25 more coming up.
We are running this decade of transformation, within which various operational units are getting raised. Bhairav is also part of the similar force restructuring, wherein as per new thought process and incorporating the new technology, these units are being raised, and that is the whole concept behind this.
They pilot swarms of 100,000 drone operatives. Eyes in the sky spot enemies. Precision strikes vaporize threats. Bhairav, the latest special force raised by the Indian Army. The new battalion is being readied to tackle the challenges of modern warfare. As all operatives are capable of handling drones and use them in real operations for targeting bases and formations inside enemy territory. Bhairav isn't just a weapon, it's a doctrine. Surveillance, target marking, kamikaze impact, electronic warfare. Every mission executed with precision and speed. Forget everything you know about traditional infantry. This is a force where every soldier is a pilot, a technician and a drone warrior. The Bhairav battalions would also bridge the gap between the para-special forces and the regular infantry battalions. The rules of engagement are changing rapidly. India is preparing itself for the battles of the future. This is a leap into the modern military power. And behind the codename Bhairav is a simple message. The wars of the future will be fought by drones, and India is ready.
In Afghanistan, one of the world's most intense and unusual sports continues to thrive. Buzkashi, a traditional equestrian game, remains deeply rooted in the country's culture. Take a look at our next report.
Through thick clouds of dust kicked up by pounding hooves, an arena of horses and riders collide, pushing and fighting for control. As the chaos breaks, a team emerges victorious, as thousands cheer from the stands. This is Buzkashi, a sport where courage and balance take center stage in Afghanistan. Buzkashi, derived from the Persian words for goat, that is buz, and drag, that is kashi, has been played in Central Asia for centuries, with Afghanistan's neighbors Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan having their own variations. In its earliest form, Buzkashi was a test of warrior skills, horsemanship, strength and the ability to seize control in chaos. Even today, the game carries that legacy, a living tradition of a bygone era. In Buzkashi, two teams of 12 riders each compete for control of a heavy object. Traditionally, a goat or calf carcass was used. Today, a dummy made of leather and rope stuffed with straw and weights is used, which replicates its size and weight. The chapandas, a name given to a Buzkashi player, lean out of their saddles at nearly impossible angles, grabbing the carcass while fending off rivals with whips and sheer body force. The chapandas fight to grab the carcass and carry it to the scoring circle and throw it into a marked scoring circle at the end of the field, all while being chased and blocked by others. In Afghanistan, the most respected chapandas are often in their 40s, seasoned by experience and years of physical punishment. The sport was banned during the Taliban's first rule in the late 1990s, considered immoral at the time. After the Taliban were ousted in 2001, Buzkashi returned. And since the group regained power in 2021, the sport has been allowed to continue, with officials now seen attending matches. In December, Buzkashi once again enthralled spectators in Kabul. The sport's national level play culminated after 11 days of action. The northern province of Saripul dominated the final, defeating Badakhshan by a clear margin. 11 provincial teams took part alongside 8 foreign players from Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, underscoring the sport's regional appeal.
We had good sponsors for this event. We have strong horses for this competition. By the grace of God, we organized this event with great unity and consensus.
The event was funded by a corporate sponsor, a rare example of commercial backing in Afghan sport. And that's not all. The top 4 teams received cars as prizes, along with trophies and medals. For the riders, however, the greater reward is prestige and the honor of being recognized as an elite chapandas. Buzkashi has long captured the imagination of writers and filmmakers. The 2012 documentary short film Buzkashi Boys brought the sport to a global audience, earning international awards and an Oscar nomination. In a country shaped by conflict and change, Buzkashi holds the flag of tradition and history, played with power and raw endurance. It has certainly become an identity for the South Asian country.
Before we wrap, the Indian Coast Guard has added a feather to its cap by inducting its first pollution control vessel in Goa. Samudra Pratap is the first indigenously designed and built pollution control vessel of the Indian Coast Guard. Leaving you with the visuals.
Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. To some, it's an extreme ideology. To others, it's the very soul of India. To some, it's rebellion. To others, it's a principle of nation building. Coming soon to challenge perceptions in RSS Centenary Year, Kesariya at 100.
WION Health Resort is unique, the only one of its kind. Experience the 4 paths of natural wellness: yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy. Each uniquely customized program improves the whole person to make every person whole. Come to WION Health Resort. Make your reservation at WION.com.
Where darkness hides behind every corner. Where the truth is stranger than fiction. A show that dives deep into the stories which shock and mystify. Unsolved murders. Psychopaths who defy explanation. International war crimes. And millions swindled